Hello, my name is Anahita Juntarani, and today is January 8th, 2018, and I have just written a public open letter to Miss Oprah. I wanted to share it with you. Dear Oprah, thank you. Thank you for being one who continues to walk with grace in times of change and uncertainty. Thank you for calling us forward to the possibility of empowerment and equality for all. I honor your strength of heart. I don't imagine becoming Oprah has been easy. I don't imagine that you never doubted yourself or swallowed your truth, at least momentarily. We trust you. We thank you. And while so many are talking about your possible presidential run in 2020, which I am in full support of, I wonder if we can talk about how we got here. Can we please talk about the deep self-hatred and shame that runs through so many men and women? You see, Oprah, I grew up in Iran, and while today I live with many of the privileges of living in America, this hasn't always been my experience. And so each time I sit and pull the thread of oppression and misogyny, I find myself in the same place. The place where men and women are shamed for being sexual beings. I am talking about God systems telling men and women on every continent that our inherent lust for life and our call to aliveness, which I believe is also our call to sacred union, is wrong and should be tucked into the shadows. Except, as we know, nothing tucked into the shadows goes away. Instead, it becomes a poison, rotting the whole structure from inside out. I am also talking about the sacred feminine being left out of so many religious systems, leaving us feeling like motherless children, scrounging for scraps of love and acceptance. Dear Oprah, what is the expectation of little boys and girls who grew up being taught that sexual desire must be controlled, that it is not sacred and holy, instead wrong, destructive, and evil? And when I speak of sexual desire, I am speaking about the very impulse of life and creation. Do we really expect a different turnout? Do we expect boys to become men who honor women and treat us as equals if all they are ever taught is centered around a male God and a woman who is made from man's rib? Do we really expect little girls to grow up to be empowered women who don't trade on their sexuality or their desirability, and women who speak the hard truth if they have never met the feminine face of God? If we each give what we have, and if we have never experienced the unconditional love of the feminine face of God to match the Father God, how do we navigate these hard moments? How do we treat one another with equality and compassion if there is no equality in God? You embody her so fiercely, Oprah. Her love, her devotion to truth, and her unbound generosity, to name a few. I wonder if God was goddess to more little girls growing up and more young women and not so young women finding their voice, if we could save, how much time would we save trying to muster up the courage to speak our truth? I stand for soul-empowered, loving humans who know the infinite love of the divine. I stand for the sacredness of desire and sacred union that is only available when that desire is brought out of the shadows, and the sacred union that is only available in equality. In love eternal, yours truly, Anahita June Dharani. I love you, Oprah. Thank you.